trends, the anti-trends. There's a lot going on right now. We're already, being, AI is all over the place. I don't have to say that. It's becoming even more and more common in patient support. We're finding AI pop up in many different ways. So as this becomes more sophisticated, and we know that it will and that it has to, we can use AI and things like NLP, natural language processing, to evaluate, for instance, calls. We can look for sentiment. We can spot any kind of trends that are going on in discussions, keywords, certain topics that patients are starting to bring up. This really provides insights into the qualitative aspect of the patient experience. This is something that, we just talked about surveys. This is something that we've been getting from surveys. We've been getting from kind of longer form, in-depth interviews, but that's hard to get. And sometimes there could be bias to that. This is a different way to get that sentiment and really even that kind of behavior in a very kind of automatic AI way. But I'd love your thoughts, Melissa, on AI model optimization and kind of what you're seeing.
Yeah, I think it's critical and it's a really good point. And I think it kind of nicely dovetails to the last slide we talked about. And how do we qualitatively get things? You're absolutely correct. One of my biggest fears and what's keeping me up at night is my surveys, and I'm going to get an N of two. And you're only going to hear the bad, not the good, right? That tends to be how those things kind of go. So
Mhm.
I, in my past, have been a little bit reluctant on AI, if I'm being completely honest. One, probably because of ignorance, two, because of just working for small biotech where funding is always a challenge. Just seems like a pipe dream of something I'd ever be able to have. But I do think that data is data points. People filter, sort, pivot table and you get a number at the end of the day. Qualitative, that's the exact opposite of that, right? We're not getting a number. We're trying to get something else. And so
Yeah,
I'm interested and very excited to see how AI can start help to fill this gap for us going forward. And I suspect it's something that's going to be used a lot more frequently here in the not so distant future.
absolutely. Yeah. I mean, even since the start of this year, it's already changed. I mean, it's so rapid. So looking ahead, just, with specialty and rare disease medications, Melissa, what are the top three changes that you expect to see in patient support strategies?
So I think that there's going to be decreased spend, although it's counterintuitive to what we're talking about, right? We need more services, more investment, but yet I think on our side, because of the lack of certainty in the future, I think we're going to be challenged for folks that sit in the seat like mine to be able to determine and really pick and choose what we're investing in. And I think it's going to be slow growth. Again, I think I made the comment earlier. I don't see manufacturers coming out of the gate at this point investing in everything. I know for me personally, I'm about a year and a half in on a launch and I still don't have AI as an example. So, I think you're going to see a slow burn over time. I think people will start, manufacturers will tiptoe into waters, see how things work, and adjust as need be. And I think you're going to see a lot more, I would hope to see a lot more positive engagement with patients, with manufacturers, than maybe what in the past it was. So if you look at the past, I think today, to some degree, this still holds true to a percent, is, big, bad, greedy pharma. I think that there's some things happening in the economic and legal landscape that hinder and help that. But I would hope to see, I know a lot of good folks that sit in seats like mine, and so I would hope to see the AI introduction, the other introduction of services, better, tighter integration, that all leading to that better patient experience and starting to change the perception and the paradigm of what hub services are thought of as in the marketplace.
Yeah, well said, Melissa. You know what? If I can conclude that
Yeah.
with something really simple, it is how do we do more patient support and how do we do it for less money? Right? That's it's kind of like what we're looking at right now. I want to do a lot more of it. I want to support my patients. I need to do it in a more efficient, effective manner. And I would say that's what we're kind of going for right now as an industry, and I think that's where we're going to be headed as well. AI helps us to do that. right? As well as other, fantastic processes, other kind of data sources, all that good stuff.